So when they came, it was a bit hard for them to cope up with the standard. But it was previously we had a staff meeting about the assessment. The report shows that they have also coped up. They are not lagging behind, and it happened that they have managed to beat even those ones who are able, those ones who are very okay, those ones.
Good.
So we hope that when they stay with us for this term and for the rest of the subsequent terms to come, we shall see the best out of them. Yes, please.
Weren't you scared when they brought these people in front of you, Pastor? And what were the first questions inside you that how now, like you may ask yourself, among all the schools, why did you have to choose this one? You understand? Didn't you ask yourself such questions when you brought them to you?
One, I was a bit surprised because even before this one who doesn't have the legs came, I had watched I had watched on TikTok.
Stories.
On TikTok.
Posts.
Exactly. I think somebody posted it. It was I watched it on Saturday, and on Monday
She was brought.
she was brought.
So you were very surprised.
So when they were brought here, first of all, the person who came for admission also didn't come with them direct to the office. So after we finishing up with the paperwork and everything, we
showed up.
allowed. Oh, the parent moved out, and then they were taken to class. Now I realized when they were in class, but it was so challenging. I remember even I went up to director and said, how are we going to deal with this? Because for Kisache, she didn't have a wheelchair by then. And the person who was bringing her could just carry her at the
Class.
up to class. And then, because on the first day, it is that person who took her direct up to class. We didn't even have a seat for her. Our desks were too long to the extent that she could not
even manage to.
on top. So it is from there we worked within our means to see that we get for her a special chair specifically for her. She has her own single desk.
Oh, lower.
Yes, that meets. No one else can sit on that desk. Maybe this one's of baby class, but the desk in her class meets her size. So we prepared for that. But anyway, I was so worried because I said, no, now who will be in charge of carrying this girl? At least for Mastula, she was able to figure things and move on her knees like I saw.
She does.
Exactly. So after some time, the guardian, I think, brought the wheelchair. So that made it easier now. I had even thought in the first place that maybe I call this parent and we say we may not manage to handle. But later, after the children embracing and the teachers embracing, and when the wheelchair was brought, we said we were good to go. And we have no challenge with helping them and handling them now.
Okay.
Yes, please.
What are your last words with what is your advice upon people like who do have these kids and then they just abandon them and they feel like no, enough is enough, they just leave them there? What is your word about them?
Thank you. I may say what we need to know is that disability is not inability. These are just things that we see physically. They happen physically, but you cannot judge someone with the brain. And by the way, Mastola and Kisachi are not the only disabled children we are having.
Okay.
I think we have others who move on wheelchairs also here. So I would maybe appeal to parents who have this kind of children and they have kept them at home. Maybe they have lost hope. They think
They cannot study, they cannot do anything.
they cannot do anything. They are just left there. We should not judge them. I encourage them to take them to schools. And also, we should not put them in just any school. We should put them in schools that are ready
Very better.
to help them. Because if we take them to any school, you may find that they may find challenges. And also, it is now according to the community. We should change our mindset. Gone are those days whereby people see nothing in disabled people. But even when you look at now our government, you see that there is always a slot whereby they elect the PWs. These, I mean, so it is possible if we don't allow them to be in schools, we shall not get such leaders. We shall not get people who will represent them in government offices and so on. So I encourage parents to send them to school, and I encourage fellow teachers and schools to also allow them in and study, because someone may be a disabled person, but when he's sharp, when he's okay. Yes.
How about those teachers who really harass these people? Sometimes we have seen teachers back in some time back in news when a teacher beat up a boy. Two teachers ganged up and then beat up a boy as if a thief. What is your advice about those people who really harass children at school?
First of all, teaching is a service, and teaching is a calling. I always advise people that if you were forced to go for teaching, then you are misplaced. Because first of all, if it was your first choice to be a teacher, then you will not really harass a child. You will not gang up and punish a child. And also, I think some teachers do that when they are stigmatized. Maybe they have some other things that
Other
issues and personal issues, and then they bring it to the children. So I always advise the teachers that if you have something that disturbs you, don't put it in the child. First settle it before you go and handle a child, because these are innocent souls. Some of them you may beat, but when the issue is not for the child, maybe for example the child has come late and you're caning the child, maybe the child has misbehaved and you're caning. First sit down, find out what is wrong. Could be the challenge is home, maybe the parent also is involved in such act. So I really encourage and kindly request such teachers that we avoid that, because it is against the law. Yeah.
Your last words about these kids, your last words upon the kids themselves, because Mastula wants to be, she's dreaming to be a counsel, lawyer. The other one is dreaming to be a teacher, just like you. What is your advice about them? Your last one.
I just want to appreciate the fact that they are at school, and they are willing to learn, because if someone tells you I want to be this, I want to be this, then that person, the attitude towards education is there. So I just want to encourage them that let them not see the way they are and they think they cannot make it to the highest level. They can make it, and through community trans they will make it. I just want them to feel at home. If there is any challenge they find here at school, they should always address to the teachers, and then we help them.